Broadcasting from the southernmost headquarters of the Exceptional Conservative Network, it's the Willie Lawson Show. It's the hippest urban conservative trip in America. And now, your host, Willie Lawson. It's the hippest conservative trip in America. Welcome to the Willie Lawson Show here on the Exceptional Conservative Network, powered by SHR Media and syndicated by our friends at High Plains Talk Radio. We appreciate them, and we appreciate you being here this morning. We're going to have fun this morning. We're going to do some introspection, some conservative introspection. If you've listened to the show, you can tell that I'm always talking about what we could do better. You know, we could keep our eye and react to the devil all the time because the devil is out there. The devil is out there in the streets protesting. The devil is part of the Black Bloc protesters. The devil is running around in the Congressional Black Caucus. We could pay attention to what the devil is doing, but it is more important to pay attention to what God is doing and what God is doing in us, and how we can improve our stance. In order to improve our stance, we've got to be brave enough to look at what we're doing and what we're saying. And you know what, in a position like we're doing now, here on the Exceptional Conservative Network, what we're telling other folks to do, what we're advising, what we're encouraging other people to do, and that's what we're going to do here this morning. You know what? I want to talk about these boycotts, these conservative boycotts. It seems like every day there's a new thing to boycott. There's a new thing to be mad at. Like suddenly some people woke up and found out that the head of all these large corporations are leftists. Are leftists that, frankly, are hypocrites, who are dogging out the process, who are dogging out capitalism while benefiting from them. That's what fascists do. And some people seem shocked, amazed, and surprised. But this is, what is really funny. This is how they've operated for years and years and years. Some of the leaders, the major leaders of large corporations have been the ones that are that have benefited from the largest government protectionism and buyouts and bailouts. So of course, some of the people that we talked about are on the hard left, and we're going to talk about the NFL. We're going to talk about Starbucks, and we're going to talk about Target today. All three have been singled out as corporations that conservatives should boycott for different reasons. But I want to look at that versus the rights of business to operate how they wish. Oh, yeah, that part. Yeah, the rights of businesses to operate as they wish, under the conditions that best suit them, best suit their corporations. So we're going to talk about that today. We might dip into some other areas because I've got some projects that I want you to know. I have some projects that I want you to know about that we're doing here in the Tampa Bay area that I want you to be a part of, that I need you to be a part of. So we're going to talk a little bit about that too. But before again, before we get started, we'll talk a little bit about Mike Flynn. Mike Flynn, General Flynn, has been asked to resign / fired. You're fired. You're fired. You are terminated. Get to the chopper. As national in his post as national security advisor. For the Trump administration, purportedly because he had some conversations with some Russians during the transitional period, and apparently the story is that he wasn't forthcoming to the administration, and Mike Pence in particular about those conversations. And because of that, he was asked to be let go. Now, the problem isn't that he had the conversations, because the conversations were benign, really. The conversations were about sanctions, and basically the conversations were like, I don't know what we're going to do about that. We have to sort of get started first. So the conversations about the sanctions were benign. What you ought to be concerned with is that the information got out. That the information got out. And these leaks that are coming out of the Trump administration to the press, where you need to be concerned about where they're coming from. I have it on good source and good information that a lot of these leaks are coming from holdovers from the Obama administration. That's where a lot of these leaks are coming from. There was some jealousy and upset when Flynn worked for the Obama administration from those that were in the CIA. Flynn's organization basically said exactly the opposite of what the Obama administration and the CIA was saying about ISIS. That, what they were saying, ISIS was a JV team, and and they were on, and Al Qaeda was on the run, and basically Flynn's group said, well, no, ISIS is growing and getting more territory, and Al Qaeda is regrouping. Well, as that turned out to be true, there was more and more jealousy. So the first opportunity, it seems, that the holdovers from the Obama administration got a chance to stick it to Flynn, they did. This is what ought to concern you, that these sort of internal battles are going on in the administration at the highest levels. Trump, talks about draining the swamp all the time, but the fact of the matter is that nobody drains the swamp entirely. Nobody drains the swamp entirely. A lot of times what ends up happening is that everybody is left with some leftovers from the previous administration. Otherwise, you have complete brain drain every single time, and everybody is new and everybody's learning. And what you don't have is the continuity that you need when you're talking about running a country. I know a lot of us would like them to go in there and just fire everybody from the previous administration, but frankly, nobody does that. No one does that. Everybody has to have some of that continuity. And unfortunately, this is the continuity that's not elected. This is a continuity that's not approved by Congress. These are internal bureaucratic people, nameless, faceless folks that stay administration after administration after administration. A lot of people call it the shadow. The shadow government. It's the people who actually run the country, regardless of who you elect. Regardless of who gets elected, these are the people who actually do the nuts and bolts work. These are the people that are having hissy fits now, and it doesn't really have anything to do with Obama. It has to do with their own egos. This is why it isn't as simple as going through and throwing out all of Obama's folks, because there's some leftovers in this group from the Bush administration. And if you do that, you kill the ability to have the continuity that you need, that you have to have. It is desperately important that you have, especially in national security issues. You have got to have that continuity. You've got to keep those connections, and a lot of those connections are personal connections that these people have made with other security people around the world. So it's a lot more complicated than CNN is going to tell you. It's a lot more complicated than Fox News is going to tell you. And we will have my friend Colonel Jim Warshuk, who was involved in national security, on the show soon enough to explain these issues. All right, we're going to take a little break. Welcome to Willie Lawson Show here on the Exceptional Conservative Network. We'll be back after these messages. Innovation, inspiration, and imagination. 3 important characteristics that are important in any business, but especially in real estate when you're looking for your forever home. And when that home is a new home, there are very, very many things that must go right. The financing must be on point. The furnishings must be on point. The location and neighborhood must be on point. And if you need someone to get that right the first time, you have to go to my friend Gary Knight at New Homes of Tampa Bay. That's New Homes of Tampa Bay. You can reach him on the web at www.newhomestpa.com. If you're looking for innovation through technology, inspiration and imagination through hard work, www.newhomestpa.com. There's no reason to wait for a special occasion to send flowers. No reason to wait until you miss a birthday or an anniversary or Valentine's Day to send flowers. All you have to do is get a hold of my friend Christine at Bloomingdale's Flower Shop, www.bloomingdays.com. That's www.bloomingdays.com. And tell her that you want to send the very best, that you care enough to send the very best. One of FTD's top florists in all of the United States, always in the top 100 of flower shops in the United States. That's Bloomingdale's Flower Shop, www.bloomingdays.com. Forget calling 1-800-something, www.bloomingdays.com. It's great to have partners, but it's even better when one of your partners is one of the finest urban conservatives in America. That's my friend Kevin Batts. Kevin Batts of Red River Chronicle TV. Red River Chronicle TV is taking the internet by storm. With fabulous production, amazing commentary, and incredible insight, Red River TV is the thing that we'll all be watching in 2017. They are the people, Kevin and his wife Janelle, are the voices that are going to make the difference in urban America in 2017. So get in on the ground floor. Go to www.redriverchronicle.com and subscribe to Red River TV today. All right, welcome back to the Willie Lawson Show here on the Exceptional Conservative Network, powered by SHR Media and syndicated by our friends at High Plains Talk Radio. We appreciate you being there. We appreciate them, and we appreciate you being here this morning. We're going to talk about a lot of these conservative boycotts. What's a person to do? What's a person who wants things to be correct and wants to do the right thing to do? What's a person who wants to be consistent and non-hypocritical do? The latest thing is the NFL is just days after the Super Bowl. And if you watch the Super Bowl, a lot of people watch the Super Bowl. There are a lot of people who took pride in not watching any National Football League this season because of the actions of Colin Kaepernick and a few other pro football players who decided they weren't going to stand for the national anthem. Now, there's nothing that the NFL could have done to make them stand. So, knowing that, there's nothing they could do to make them stand. Other teams, other organizations encourage their players to stand respectfully during the national anthem. But there's nothing that the NFL could have done. They don't have any policy on that, and that's okay. That's okay. As a private company, they can make these decisions, and I don't want to jump ahead of where where I'm going, but that's exactly what the case is. So quite frankly, it didn't bother me that Colin Kaepernick didn't stand for the national anthem. It didn't bother me that Colin Kaepernick had stupid things to say. I don't care. I don't care. I know that Colin Kaepernick is sleeping with the enemy. I know he's sleeping with that chick on MTV who's the Black Lives Matter person. I get that. And pillow talk is more important than anything. It's the most effective way. It is the most effective way to get men to do stupid crap, things against their own best interest. So there you go. So it really didn't bother me that much, when I saw most of a super majority of players and coaches standing respectfully at these games for the national anthem. When I saw pretty much everybody in my franchise here in Tampa Bay, except for Mike Evans in one game, and he got it, stand for the national anthem respectfully. I was okay. That doesn't bother me. People have, I've been in situations where because of religious beliefs or whatever, people didn't stand for the national anthem. They didn't say the Pledge of Allegiance when I was in school. When we said it every morning, there was people like my friend Lavelle Tompkins, who's pretty much conservative now, who didn't because of his religious faith. And we learned because of his religion he didn't do that, and we were okay with it because that's part of the cool part about America. That's the cool part about America. So we watch football at my house. We are football fans in this house. We do. We watch professional football. We watch college football. Hell, we watch high school football. We watch football because it's the South. Now, the rest of the TECN folks are in Washington, D.C., in our nation's capital, a little farther up north. They don't really do football, quite frankly, as well as we do football here in the South. Especially college football. They don't do college football worth a poop in that region of the world, in that region of the country. So maybe they don't understand. They really don't get football like we get football here. But in any case, so that's what we do. So I watch a lot of football. The NFL, right days after the Super Bowl, put out an announcement, which is really a thinly veiled threat, that Texas would not be receiving any more Super Bowls if the Texas legislature passes a bill that ostensibly protects women in public bathrooms. Yes, we're back to the, I don't want to swear, we're back to the bathroom conversation. We're back to the public restroom conversation. Yes, we are. So the NFL decides that they're going to withhold Super Bowls from states, like the NBA pulled the All-Star game from North Carolina because of the bathroom bill. Now, okay. Let's start here. I don't have any idea other than Roger Goodell is an idiot and the worst commissioner of the NFL we've had, especially when you compare him to people like Pete Rozelle. The worst worst NFL commissioner ever. The most arbitrary, ridiculous, king-like leader that they've ever had. The worst. The absolute worst. What he's fortunate about is there's a dynasty going on in the NFL in form of the New England Patriots that keeps interest up. And they're great young players in the league during his time that he didn't have a dang thing to do with. But he's fortunate that the NFL is popular all on its own, and it doesn't really need great leadership from the top because it doesn't have it. Why would he get involved in such a conversation? I do not know. I tweeted the other day, I don't understand why the NFL is getting involved in any of these conversations to piss off, frankly, its base while appeasing no one. No one's calling for the NFL to boycott Texas or boycott North Carolina. Nobody is calling for this. There's no cry for this. There's no cry for this. So it amazes me. It blows me away that Roger Goodell and the NFL would go antithetical to their own culture, to their own football fan culture, and take this position up. Now, the teams the cities that are having, that have been awarded Super Bowls have already been awarded Super Bowls through 2021, and Houston nor Dallas are on that list. They just had a Super Bowl in one of the newest stadiums in the league. So this started more outcry for people to boycott the NFL. Stop watching the NFL. That'll show them. Well, frankly, no, it won't. Because if they didn't get the message from the NBA, who doesn't have nearly the ratings as the NFL, who doesn't make nearly the money as the NFL, then they're not going to. And, like I said in the open, isn't the NFL a private company? Shouldn't they be allowed to operate in what they believe are their best interest in the situations that they believe are in their best interest? Hang on now. Don't slam your mouse on the table when I tell you this, because I want you to think about it. What's different about the NFL deciding that they're not going to award a Super Bowl in a place that has a law that in their mind is not good, than a bakery that decides they're not going to bake a cake for a gay couple? Don't we believe that both businesses have the right to service whom they wish and provide product for whom they wish to provide product for? The Super Bowl is a product. Should the NFL get the same rights as the bakery who decides that they don't want to participate in the homosexual marriage? Shouldn't they have the same? Should not the NFL have the same rights? I know the difference is that you can't just go to the next NFL because there's not one. But you could watch CFL, you could enjoy college football like we do. But shouldn't they have the rights to do that? Shouldn't they? Now, you can still boycott. You can still decide that you're not going to watch them because you don't like it, you don't like their product, you don't like how they do business. You still could. But can't we say that they indeed have the right to do that? Now, for them, it's just stupid. It's the most ridiculous, arbitrary, capricious thing possible. But don't they have the right to? Now, their franchisees, which are the NFL teams, are the ones that may suffer. Maybe. And isn't this whole awarding the Super Bowl thing one of Alinsky's things? One of the first tactics in the Alinsky book, that the threat is often much worse than the actual thing. There are 32 NFL franchises in the NFL. 32 cities across America. Every year, only one of them gets the Super Bowl. The other 31 do not. And there are some towns that until recently had never had a. There's been 51 Super Bowls, and there are some franchises that have never had a Super Bowl. Green Bay has never had a Super Bowl. They've been in Super Bowls, but Green Bay, Wisconsin has never hosted a Super Bowl. And at this point never will. Buffalo, New York, the Buffalo Bills, their stadium has never hosted a Super Bowl and probably never will. And probably never will. But those franchises, and I mentioned those two franchises because they've been around forever and ever and ever, and they're storied franchises. So is not getting a Super Bowl any reason for your legislators not to do their job and do something unlike the NFL and actually support his constituency, actually support his fan base? So if Roger Goodell says, hey, listen, if you guys pass this bill protecting women in public restrooms, then we're not going to have any more Super Bowls where you are. Okay. Cool. So every 8 years or 9 years or 10 years, you're not going to have that one week of that one game and that week of activities in my town that I can't look forward to anyway, that I can't plan for anyway. Okay. Thanks. Thank you. All right, then. Then we'll just have to agree to disagree and move forward. So I don't really get the whole NFL thing. I don't understand it. It's dumb to me. So if Roger Goodell decides that he's not going to award my city a Super Bowl because we decided to be adults and be reasonable, and we haven't kowtowed to the pseudo-gay leftist agenda in my state, well, that's fine too. He can't hurt me. And you know what? I can still consume their product whenever I feel like it. I can still consume their product whenever I feel like it. He's not withholding anything from me by not allowing the Super Bowl to be played in my city. Frankly, if you've ever had a Super Bowl played in your city, you don't have the money to go anyway. You don't participate in any of the events or parties, and you damn sure don't go to the game. So what have you lost? Texas, what would you lose? Houston, Dallas, what would you lose? The possibility of a little income once every 8 years from that week. The hotel's filled. You lost nothing. It's like buying somebody a lotto, a scratch-off ticket for their birthday. You've given them nothing. You've potentially given them nothing. And that's what this is. So I don't get it. Now the other two that I mentioned were the Target boycotts, where Target decided that they were going to, seemingly out of the clear blue sky, open up all their bathrooms and dressing rooms to whomever, whenever. Now, I think that Target has the right to do so. It's a dumbass move. It's a dumbass move, that's for sure. But they have the right to do so, don't they, as a business? Don't they? Just like the bakery has a right not to make cakes for same-sex marriages. They have a right to do so. If you're a bakery in San Francisco, not the best business move. It may be the best move faith-wise. It may be the best move for your faith and convictions, but from a business standpoint, it may not be the smartest move if you're in San Francisco. I mean, if your bakery is on Lombard, you know what, or in Asbury Park, and you've decided that you're not going to make cakes for same-sex couples, that may not be the smartest business decision you've ever made. Let's just be honest. Just like if you're Target with a Walmart down the street, pissing off your customer base, women who shop in your stores, straight women, the percentage of straight women and straight men versus the percentage of gay and transgendered people who shop in your stores. Alienating the majority of people who shop in your stores is just a dumbass business move, and they have lost a bunch of money in that decision. And I think a lot of people aren't boycotting because they have some sort of moral standing in this. They just don't feel safe. They just don't feel safe going to a dressing room or a bathroom at a Target store. There was no way that Target could fend off people not feeling safe there. We hear every day there's some peeping Tom or there's some creep photographing women in bathroom stalls and in dressing rooms. 2 cases in my county in the past 2 days. Stupid move. Stupid move. Third stupid move, but yes, they have the right to do so. Starbucks, means, but okay, so we know that Starbucks is run by leftists, right? Because Starbucks is a company that gives to Planned Parenthood. But you knew that as you were sucking down that venti mocha latte, right? You already knew that when you plunk down your $6.50 or $6.70 for that venti mocha, that part of that money was going to the murder of babies in utero, right? You knew that, right? You already knew that. And now the boycott comes, interestingly enough, when Starbucks pushes back against the president's travel ban for 7 countries that Barack Obama targeted, and saying that they are pledging to hire 10,000 refugees worldwide. Not 10,000 vets. Not 10,000 kids from the urban core. But 10,000 non-citizens. Non-U.S. citizens. And they're doing it for one reason only, to push back on President Trump's travel ban. Getting into this political fray when there wasn't any reason to. There was absolutely no reason to. Another dumbass move, especially when there's a Dunkin' Donuts down the street that's a lot cheaper, that you can get an extra large hot coffee with cream and sugar for $3. That's delicious. And a donut for less than you'd pay for one venti mocha. It's a dumbass move. But just like the bakers, they have a right to do so, don't they? So my advice to you in the last part of this segment is this: let these businesses do what they do. Don't react publicly. React privately. I still watch the NFL. I'm not worried about if we never have another Super Bowl in Tampa. It doesn't matter to me. I won't get to go to it anyway. It doesn't matter. My city isn't living and dying on having Super Bowls. I've decided not to go to Starbucks. I personally decided not to go to Target. And you can do, because you are a grown person, whatever you want to do. But I'm not getting into any big fights on the internet about boycotts or any of that other stuff. We'll be back with more of the Will Austin Show right after these messages. Information is crucial when you're looking to purchase a new home. With so many choices of communities and options, choosing the right one for you and your family can be a daunting task. That's why you need to go to New Homes of Tampa Bay right now, www.newhomestpa.com, and get the information you need. Learn how people save thousands of dollars when purchasing new homes. Buy like the pros. New Homes Tampa Bay, www.newhomestpa.com. You are listening to the Exceptional Conservative Network. For more information, go to www.theexceptionalconservative.com. It's all the rage to call and order flowers from 1-800-whatever or go online and order them from some nameless, faceless person on the other end. I'm saying you should do something different. You should, before doing that, call my friends at Blooming Days Flower Shop, located right here in Tampa, Florida, at 11618 North Florida Avenue, 33612. Christine and her staff don't look at just the order. They look at the customer. They look at your occasion. They consider the entire person, the entire occasion, before making decisions about design and price. You're more than just a customer. You're a friend. Call our friends at Blooming Days Flower Shop, toll free at 1-800-330-3297. 1-800-330-3297. Local 813-971-5947. 813-971-5947. You can reach them on the web at www.bloomingdays.com. Nothing fits a home perfectly than a brand new grand piano. And if you're looking for a piano for your brand new home, you've got to visit Dave's Piano. And that's davespianoshowroom.com. If you're looking for the perfect thing to set off your new home, a piano is what you're looking for. And my friend Dave has the perfect piano for you. And the best thing about buying a piano from Dave is that he does everything. He delivers, he sets up, he tunes, he takes care of everything. The best part about Dave's Piano, quite frankly, is Dave. So when you buy a piano from Dave's Piano Showroom, you only deal with Dave. You can reach them at www.davespianoshowroom.com. That's davespianoshowroom.com.
Hi, it's your business diva here, Melanie Collette of Money Talk with Melanie on the Exceptional Conservative Network. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m., we talk all things money on a global, domestic, and household scale that affects you and your wallet. You don't want to miss it.
This program is being syndicated on the High Plains Talk Radio Network. For more information, go to www.highplainstalkradio.com.
Good morning.
I'm Michael Wright.
And I'm Shannon Wright.
Okay, folks, that's not how it goes. I think I'm Shannon, and you're Michael.
Yeah.
Okay. We are The Right Way with Shannon and Mike.
Join us from 7 to 9 a.m. Eastern Time.
Live on SHR Media.
And on TECN.
Where we'll be talking about all kinds of things.
From sports and politics.
To food and entertainment.
To money.
Family.
And anything else in between.
Community, holidays, all kinds of things.
It'll be great. Join us from 7 to 9 a.m. Eastern Time.
You're tired of the cold? You're tired of the taxes? It's time to move to Florida. And our friend, Gary Knight at New Homes of Tampa Bay is the perfect person to help you. You can just give Gary a call at 813-770-9452, or you can go to the website to look for your brand new home at www.newhomes.com. newhomestpa.com. Move to Florida. It's about time. All right. Now maybe you'll start rethinking some of these knee-jerk reactions when it comes to boycotting this or that, because eventually what we're not going to be able to do, we're simply not going to be able to carry through with any of these threats, and that's the worst thing. And my point is that that's the worst thing ever, and that puts us in the very same position that the left saw themselves in with the boycott of Chick-fil-A. Anybody remember the boycott of Chick-fil-A? Anybody remember a time when you could go to a Chick-fil-A in America and actually get in there and get a sandwich? Remember that? A long time ago. That was before the so-called left's boycott of Chick-fil-A, when that was turned on its head by conservatives. That one day, where they were supposed to have this kiss-in or some crazy thing, and a bunch of conservatives decided to support the folks at Chick-fil-A by shopping at their stores. And I think a lot of people who had never had the deliciousness that is Chick-fil-A found Chick-fil-A that day and have gone back ever since. I talked to the owners of a Chick-fil-A in my area, that their line was out the door literally all day. When they opened, they had a line outside their building, around their building when they opened. Their drive-through line went through the parking lot and out into a major thoroughfare, easily 30 cars deep. People were wrapped around the building at their front door when they opened and stayed that way all day long. I talked to the owner, and he said it was the busiest day that they had ever had, far and away. The busiest day they'd ever had, far and away. They made more in that day than they had made in the previous month. Talk about a boycott backfiring. Now, I'm not saying that the NFL is going to have a lot of transgender and gay people show up at their games to protest you not being there. No, there's little or no danger of that, especially after the failure of Michael Sam in the NFL. There's little or no danger of that. Yes, and the gay and transgender people already go to Starbucks. And I don't think that it's going to look like Lacage Falls in your local Target store anytime soon either. But we don't want to put ourselves in a similar position. When every time we find out something negative about a place, and we're going to find out more and more, because here's what's happening. There is a squashing and a squeezing, and whatever in these people is going to come out. And we're learning, and we're disappointed. But there'll be more. My solution, and I have a solution because that's what I do, I bring solutions, is that this is a great opportunity for conservatives, and especially urban conservatives, to start opening their own businesses. As the Trump administration starts pulling down some of these mind-numbingly choking, business-killing regulations, that we can start opening small and medium-sized businesses to give people an alternative to Starbucks, to give people an alternative to not the NFL, but to Target and any of these other places that are going to pop up over time. I mean, how great is it to support those in the bakery business, the wedding cake business, or that are Christians and hold up to their Christian values? Why are we not wrapped around the building in support of these businesses? Why have we not wrapped our arms and our money, not just some random Facebook posts around these businesses? What saddens me most is about that case of the people who lost their business after being fined $30,000 is that Christian conservatives did not wrap our arms and our money around that business to hold those people up. We ranted on Facebook and Twitter, but that's about as good as it got. And I'm telling you now that it's going to have to be better than that going forward, because the battle is going to be intense moving forward. So unless we're really ready to get into this struggle, unless we're really ready to get into this fight, then some of you may have to bow out, frankly. Some of you might have to bow out. Some of you may have to take some time off. Because I'm telling you now, it's going to get ugly. It's going to require your time. It's going to require your energy, your efforts, your finances. It's going to require a lot. I have, and my group that you can check out on my website, Fight Back Media Group, is starting to put together some projects that are bringing entrepreneurs and innovators together. Because it's so important that we have that information and that we have access to the doers of our community. Fight Back Media Group is putting on a here in Tampa what I call Tampa Talks. Tampa Talks is a combination between a Chamber of Commerce meeting and a TED Talk. We're having our first one on March 24th at the downtown Hilton. And we need your help. We need your help in putting this event on, frankly. We need your help. Fortunately for us, the costs aren't great, but there are costs. Vinny Tufaro, the author of The Labor Cage, is our first guest speaker, and one of my sponsors on this program, Gary James Knight, is going to also speak about what he's doing with innovating the new home buying process. And we're going to have a bunch of innovators and entrepreneurs at this meeting to collaborate, cooperate, and hopefully come up with a whole new way to think about business that's going to be very, very important moving forward. So we definitely going to need your help. So if you want to help out in this kind of project, you want to help out in making America great again, from a business standpoint, you want to help out in increasing the knowledge base, go to www.fightbackmedia.com and click on the donate button under my video. And especially when we have these opportunities in the urban core to improve the knowledge base and improve the economic base and improve the educational base. We have to take advantage of those opportunities. If we do not take advantage of these opportunities as they present themselves, it's shame on us, isn't it? It's shame on us. So let's go ahead and do that. If you'll go to www.fightbackmedia.com and click on the donate button, any amount is acceptable. Every amount is appreciated. The only thing that we have is that we don't have much time. So if you need to pray about it, pray about it. But then be about it. Be about doing it. We really need your help sooner than later. We'll be back with more of the Will Austin Show right after these messages. innovation, inspiration, and imagination. 3 important characteristics that are important in any business, but especially in real estate when you're looking for your forever home. And when that home is a new home, there are very, very many things that must go right. The financing must be on point. The furnishings must be on point. The location and neighborhood must be on point. And if you need someone to get that right the first time, you have to go to my friend Gary Knight at New Homes of Tampa Bay. That's New Homes of Tampa Bay. You can reach him on the web at www.newhomestpa.com. If you're looking for innovation through technology, inspiration and imagination through hard work, www.newhomestpa.com. There's no reason to wait for a special occasion to send flowers. No reason to wait until you miss a birthday or an anniversary or Valentine's Day to send flowers. All you have to do is get a hold of my friend Christine at Bloomingdale's Flower Shop, www.bloomingdays.com. That's www.bloomingdays.com. And tell her that you want to send the very best, that you care enough to send the very best. One of FTD's top florists in all of the United States, always in the top 100 of flower shops in the United States. That's Bloomingdale's Flower Shop, www.bloomingdays.com. Forget calling 1-800-something, www.bloomingdays.com. It's great to have partners, but it's even better when one of your partners is one of the finest urban conservatives in America. That's my friend Kevin Batts. Kevin Batts of Red River Chronicle TV. Red River Chronicle TV is taking the internet by storm. With fabulous production, amazing commentary, and incredible insight, Red River TV is the thing that we'll all be watching in 2017. They are the people, Kevin and his wife Janelle, are the voices that are going to make the difference in urban America in 2017. So get in on the ground floor. Go to www.redriverchronicle.com and subscribe to Red River TV today. All right. Welcome back to the Will Austin Show on the Exceptional Conservative Network, powered by SHR Media and syndicated by our friends at High Plains Talk Radio. If you're listening on High Plains Talk Radio or the SHR, let me know. Send me an email at WLSTECN@gmail.com. That's WLSTECN@gmail.com. Let me know where you're listening from and how long you've been listening and how many shows you've listened to and all that stuff. If you like it, if you don't like it, what you like about it, what you don't like about it. The only way that we get better and the only way that you can get what you need is that if you tell us. Because my Ouija board I'm missing pieces of my Ouija board and my crystal ball is broken. There's no way that I can tell what you want. There's no way that I can tell if I'm going in the right direction without you being our GPS. So, again, if you're listening on High Plains Talk Radio or you're listening on SHR, please let us know. Send me an email at WLSTECN@gmail.com or follow me on Twitter at RBM Show. Follow me on Twitter and let me know what you think. I'm a big guy. Literally. I can take it. Thanks for coming today. Until we see you again, go out there and learn something, love somebody, and for goodness sakes, y'all take care of yourself.